The perfection program. That's what they call it. It gave me life, but it also caused death. I never asked for any of this. Running from superpowered murderers who want revenge. Revenge for something I did? Something I can't remember. But I won't run. I refuse. I don't want to be controlled anymore. This world needs more heroes than villains. That's more important than anything, isn't it? My existence has to mean something. It has to make a difference somehow. For Virgil. For Aaron. I need to be worth this life I've been given. I need to do what's right. Even if it kills me.
Woohoo! Even if it kills me. I love that trailer, man. It's fantastic. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of A Drink with Brink, where I invite other creators to talk about their projects and their lives, because people often invite me to their shows and I want to do something in return. So I offer my little humble channel to everyone who wants to be guest. So Perfect 10 issue 2. It's still in demand because I'm still fulfilling books right now. I had to pause for a few days because I ran out of packaging material. So especially backboards, those are terrible to find here, man. So I make them myself, but I just couldn't. So I ordered new ones and they will be coming in tomorrow. And then I can finish up all the shipments. So that's great, man. I had too few backboards because I didn't calculate the number of free art books that every backer gets. So every backer gets this book. It's a free art book, but it needs to be packaged. So it needs plastic and backboards, you know. So I ran out too quickly. It just happens, man. We live, we learn. Okay, cool. I'm very excited because I have a special guest today. He has a fantastic book, and I bought his book, Pirate Queen, I think it was called. And I couldn't believe he wanted to be on my show. I'm really happy. And so we're going to bring him on and talk about his project. So here is the wonderful Mr. Clint Hilinski.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Dave. Great to be here. I'm grateful that you're having me on.
Yeah, man.
That's kind of like what I found is one of the unexpected kind of fun things about doing this, doing your books on Indiegogo and promoting on different people's channels and shows, is like you see the book, they're spotted in Indiegogo, but you don't really know about the creators. So it's like you get to meet a whole bunch of wide array of different people. And that's always kind of fun, especially with comic book creators, because you guys, everybody kind of has similar interests and,
right,
somewhat similar backgrounds. So like going around and like meeting a bunch of creators, it's like walking around a Comic Con and like getting to stop at every table and like, exactly, get to know the person a little bit. So like this kind of stuff, I always enjoy it. It's always fun.
Yeah, my girlfriend tells me to get back to my table because people want to buy my comics, but I like to talk to all these creators, Yeah,
it's the catch-22 is like, okay, I'm here to sell my book and try and make money, but like, oh, I love that guy's work. Can I just go talk to him for 10 minutes or something? And the next thing you know, the whole convention's gone and you've been selling stuff all day and there's like somebody And then you find out somebody was there who you would have loved to have met and got a
Yeah.
signature or something, and you never got to see them.
There's no time.
Yeah, that's always frustrating. So this is kind of fun, like doing other people's shows and getting to really visit and talk about comics.
I do miss conventions though.
Yeah. I think everybody does. I've seen that some are starting to pop up. I've seen people mention they're going to different shows, and there's a nervousness. Everybody's nervous about traveling again, but there's still that enthusiasm, and people want to kind of get back to the live shows. Definitely. I haven't done one yet, but I kind of look forward to going to a show again too.
So they're starting up where you live?
There's been some in the United States. I saw Andy Smith. I was on a show with him, and he said he was doing a convention, I think in like Georgia, like Savannah or something. So that's probably by like the Savannah Art School, I'm guessing. And then I had seen like Cecil and Anna had done a convention, and I don't know if it was a straight comic book convention or if it was more of like just a sci-fi convention, but they had a panel and done a whole panel at a convention. I saw Ethan had played that on his channel, so that was kind of cool. So they're popping up again. I think New York's big convention is going to happen. So that'll be
New York Comic-Con. Yeah.
Yep. So that'll be a really big one. That'll have a lot of people going to it. So
yeah, we were planning to go there in November. I think it's November, right?
Probably. Yeah. That sounds about right.
Comic-Con. Not last year, but the year before. But that was when COVID hit.
Yeah.
Well, we couldn't go. Yeah. So my first travel to New York didn't happen.
No, of course. Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people's plans got sideswiped last year, but yeah, there's some hesitancy, but I think people just like want to start, living their life again and being cautious wherever you go.
Right.
But like you can't just stop doing stuff just because you're a little scared of what might happen. You just got to be careful when you're traveling and try to do your best, I guess. So
this is true, man.
Yeah.
Luckily we have this medium. So
yeah, and I mean I think it's really been good for online sales because if a year everybody is stuck at home and everybody's got their computer in front of them and still loves comic books, so selling your books online and like Indiegogo has been huge. Like I really just kind of jumped in with Comicsgate the last 2 years. I didn't know that much about it, but it's been huge for me. Like there's a huge comic book fan base out there that like it's kind of gotten tired of what's happening with the bigger companies, and they want fun comics, comics that aren't preaching an agenda, and that's where my head is at too. So I love doing those kind of comics and, finding this great audience and being a part of it and like, being able to talk to fans. Like in the chat, I see John Hansen's in there.
Yeah.
John drew a better version of Blue Bombshell than me and then just kind of showed me up on Twitter. His version of Blue Bombshell's got more likes than I think all of my posts together. So like John's an awesome artist, and I just basically met him online this week. So
he's a great artist. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, love it. So, hey, John.
Let me see. Nice to see you together like this. You should consider a crossover event or something. Looking forward to hearing more of your projects. Kudos. Awesome.
We have similar vibes. Mine just kind of goes, I lean a little bit more into the adult. And just because that's easy pickings. I know there's an audience out there for it, but like theme-wise, like I love your superhero look of your books. Perfect 10, I love the designs of the characters, your story and everything. Like, yeah, I'm a huge fan of what you're doing.
Thank you, man. I think the difference is that my Perfect 10, the first issue has this scene where she wakes up and she's naked, and there are all these cables conveniently placed so you don't see the naughty bits. Yes. And if you were to make that books, those cables would be gone.
Yeah, they'd all be cut and cleared the path out of the way. Yeah. There'd be a pair of hands like pushing the cables apart and being like, yeah. So, but like superhero theme wise, I like the vibe, and it's similar to the vibe I've got because like there is nudity in my book, but it is a superhero action adventure story with a female lead. And like I throw a lot of jokes and humor in there, but like first and foremost, it's kind of, it is an action story, like bad guys versus good guys. And, I like character creation. I like coming up with like wild characters and just kind of throwing them into the mix. So that's kind of a lot of what's going on with Blue Bombshell there.
Creating characters is fun, man.
Yeah, like the designs of your characters on your team, like the villains and everything. I mean, I love the look of everything there.
Thank you. Let me say hi to Fitch Chozo. I'm not sure if I say it correctly, but welcome. First time here. And we have 58 Underground. Hey Dave, loving perfect number 2 in Powertrip. Thank you, sir. John Hansen, great work on American Bliss. Thank you very much. And we have Dark Side is Comics. Welcome, man. Welcome to the show. Awesome. So, Clint, you work a long time in comics. You're kind of a veteran, right?
Yeah. Yep. I've been freelancing mostly for like the mid-range publishers. I did a little bit of work early on with DC. I did some work at Dark Horse. But like after that, it was like a lot of the mid-range publishers, Devil's Due, Avatar. I did stuff at Image, and I've just kind of bounced around from publisher to publisher for a good long time now. I've been at it for a while.
So when did you start? How long was that ago?
I think like my first big time published work was in '98. I think it was 97 or 98. I did a Justice League story at DC, and that was like my first big break. And I don't remember how old I was. I was probably like 26, 27 around then. So, and I've been drawing ever since then. Sometimes more work than others as a freelancer. You're always kind of looking for your next gig. But, I've been fortunate to stay pretty busy in comics. There's been lean times, you got to pick up like the side part-time job to kind of make the bills get paid. But yeah, for the most part, I've been kind of lucky to stay busy with a number of publishers that have kept me going. And then basically, I would say 2012, 2013, somewhere in there, I kind of came across crowdfunding and like started hearing more about it and seeing what people were doing. And I mean, I was working for these small press guys. I did a lot of work for Avatar. I did a lot of work for Devil's Due. But like I said, you're always looking for your next gig. You never know when a book's going to get canceled or when they're going to shift creative teams or something. So that was never like a very safe, secure feeling work-wise. And with crowdfunding, like the more I found out about it, like, it took me a while to figure the whole thing out, but the more I found out about it, it like kind of gave you the ability as a creator to kind of control. And if you could come up with a product that, the fans are interested in, you start to get a little bit of that security. Like you're always selling your book, but like, I'd rather count on myself than, some publisher, deciding to not give me work next month. So crowdfunding was a real game changer for me. It gave me a lot of creative freedom, but it also gave me some sense of security because I'm counting on myself to, put out these books and sell them to customers and fans. And I'm like, I've been thankful every day since I found crowdfunding because, it's done well for me, and I've been really happy with the results, and I'm still doing it here like 9 years later. So
you've been playing the crowdfunding field for a little while with your own projects.
Yeah, like my first projects, like when I first found crowdfunding, I didn't know about Indiegogo at all. The first one I came across was Kickstarter.
Yes.
So I did my first campaign probably in 2012, 2013 on Kickstarter, and thank God it failed because I had no idea what I was doing. Like I was looking at what other people were doing, but I hadn't really gotten a good grasp or a good idea about like, how to set up your rewards and any of that type of stuff. So my rewards, like I was offering all kinds of stuff. I was offering individual issues. I was offering a trade paperback of the same individual issues in the same campaign, making a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
So it didn't hit its goal, and that was probably the best thing that could have happened to me. Because then, like, I sat back and then I learned, like, just going through the process, I learned so much about, you know, what to do and what not to do. And then I ran my second campaign, which I'm trying to remember now. I think that my second campaign was the bad guy. And I ran that, and that one was successful. And, like, I went through the whole process of, you know, doing the book and the lettering done, putting together the digital file, sending it to the printer, you know, running the proofs, editing, all that stuff, and then shipping. Shipping is always like, and you probably know this, shipping, like creating the book is the fun part. Shipping the book, like you were talking about your backer boards a couple minutes ago, and I'm like, like when you're all set up and you're like ready, like I dread shipping. So like I try to get everything set up and ready to go, and then I'll realize like I don't have this or like whatever little thing, and it just like, oh man, now I'm like, I gotta sit and wait for this to come in so I can start doing this, and it just creates kind of crazy delays. So shipping is probably
backers understand as long as you keep people updated.
Absolutely,
they don't mind. You know, you're doing your best, but many people think you make the book and you sell it and that's it, but you have to do the entire campaign. So you have to do these live streams, and you have to talk about your books every day. And then when the campaign ends after 60 days, then you think, now I can rest, but you can't, because you have to fulfill.
That's when the hard part really. I've fulfilled a number of campaigns now, but like the shipping part of it, and like, you know, even with shipping, I've learned so much and like kind of smooth things out. But I remember in the early days, like I would be like hand writing like in every envelope, and I'd be going to the post office with like a stack of things like this and waiting in line to get postage, and like I could feel people like staring at the back of my head in line behind me. With my 20 or 30 packages, and I just like, oh wow, this is awful. And so I've kind of streamlined it. Like there's, you know, obviously there's online postage and stuff now. So those kind of things, and that's just, you know, stuff you learn as you go along. But those kind of things have kind of really smoothed out the process a lot.
Right. So when did you move over to Indiegogo, and what was the reason?
The reason is totally Comicsgate. Like I saw, like I'd done some crowdfunders on Kickstarter, and they were reasonably successful, and I was happy with them. But like, as you're going, like something I do is like I look at everybody's campaign, and like you'll just find ideas like that you haven't even thought of, like for reward perks or you know, promotions or anything like that, you know. And it's like, if it's a good idea, I want to use it too. And I would start hearing online about Comicsgate and like fans talking about Comicsgate. And then, you know, I knew about Indiegogo before Comicsgate started, and I had tried running a campaign on Indiegogo very early on, and it didn't do anything compared to what I had done on Kickstarter. So I kind of got the feeling like early on Indiegogo didn't have as much of a comic book following when I first tried. And then a few years later, then that's when I started hearing about Comicsgate fans and kind of seeing the success people were having with Indiegogo. And I'm like, you know, that caught my interest right away, because, you know, selling books is what I want to be doing, and I want to be getting to as many fans as possible. So I started looking into Indiegogo more, finding out more about Comicsgate. And one of the things I was lucky with is having the long career that I did in small press. I knew Mark Poulton, who writes Graveyard Shift, and Graveyard Shift, like that caught everybody's attention. I was like, wow, what are these guys doing? You know, how are they doing it? This is amazing, with him and John Malin. So I'd worked with Mark at Arcana Comics when we had done the Greatest American Hero comic book, the version of the old TV show. And I was like, I worked with Mark, I'm just going to drop him a line and, just say, hey, and see what's going on. And, just kind of touch bases again. And so I did that. And, me and Mark kind of caught up, and he kind of told me, gave me ideas about Comicsgate and gave me more information from just what I had read online, and there's always more to something than what you read. So like it helped me kind of get a better grasp of the fan base and like how to go about, attracting fans and getting the advertisement out there, or like, just information about your book to like a wider degree than I had been before. So that was a big eye opener for me, and Mark helped me out a lot to just kind of, get my feet wet and hit the ground running when it came to promoting our book. So then the two of us put it together, that first book, his character, Sea Dog, and then my team. But I wanted to kind of do like a Wildcats Cyber Force type of like,
Right.
kind of old school 90s. And that's where I came up with codename Kill Switch. And we teamed those.
That book, yeah. So the Kill Switch characters are basically yours, and
Yeah,
Mark added Sea Dog.
Exactly.
Okay.
I think some people are always confused about it, like if Mark created all the team or we did it together. But like I just said, hey Mark, let's do a book together. Do you got a character? And I'll do a character, and we'll do like a team up type of book. And we just kind of whipped it up on the spur of the moment. And he had Sea Dog, and I had my codename Kill Switch team, and we just ran with it. It was just like, let's go do it and like see what happens. And it was a huge success. It was bigger than any of the books I'd done on Kickstarter. So I was like, yeah, I think I'm on the right path here. So from there on out, it was definitely doing my books on Indiegogo. And then I started just finding out more and more about Comicsgate, started doing YouTube shows. I'd never been on a YouTube channel in my life before that. And that I really got more into Twitter too. I had a Twitter account for a decade, but hardly used it. I when I was doing Kickstarters, I mostly promoted my book on Facebook.
Yeah.
Which, like it was.
Twitter seems kind of vital. For,
100%. Yep, 100%. Twitter is a much better tool for getting to the fans than Facebook ever was for me. But that was another thing where I had no clue, and it was just kind of like learning as I go what worked and what didn't work. So like the past 2 to 3 years now, that's where my focus has been. And this will be 1, 2, 3. Blue Bombshell will be my 4th project that I've done through Indiegogo while promoting, and being a part of Comicsgate. So, and everything's gone well. Each book is sold more than the last book, so I look at that as a huge success. So
people know you now. It's and you guys deliver, and that really helps.
Yeah, definitely. So that's kind of been the last 3 years for me, is just doing that and focusing on that. And I mean, like I said, it's been a blast, and doing the YouTube shows, like it's been really interesting, and you meet all kinds of different people, so it's always kind of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me see. Let us take a look at your new book then. Share. Share screen.
Yeah, and with Blue Bombshell, this is the first one I've kind of been doing on my own up till now. I'd done 2 books with Mark, and then I'd done Pirate Queen with Mandy Summers. She wrote the story for me. So Blue Bombshell is all me. I'm writing it and drawing it. So
okay, so is this the first time you ever wrote?
No, I wrote a lot of stuff in the past. Like my thought was, when I first came to Comicsgate, like nobody knew who I was, and so a lot of people knew Mark. That's why I kind of wanted to team up with him. And then Mandy had like this really big channel, and just a lot. She's really good at getting a lot of attention, and she's a fantastic writer. So I knew I already had the Pirate Queen character created, and I published some stuff with her. And I just thought Mandy would be a great writer to write some new Pirate Queen material, and like that blew up and was a huge hit for us. So And then with Blue Bombshell, this is a book that I had worked on already and had finished. The main book, the 48-page book, is done. I still do have to draw like the digital backups and some of the art sketchbook, but it'll make it a lot easier for at the end when I wrap up the campaign to, you know, get shipping and stuff going right away, because I'll be able to basically send the book to the printers the day after I wrap up the campaign.
Mm-hmm. So don't you find it more difficult to promote this book, because with the other books you had Mark with you and you had Mandy as part of your team, and now you're basically solo?
Yeah, the nice thing is, like, you know, Mandy still lets me on her channel, even though I'm just promoting my own book. And like, Mandy's got a great channel, and she's amazing at getting the word out there for creators. So I super appreciate her doing that for me. But yeah, like, I'm doing all the legwork this time. And the funny thing is Mark's got Viking Wolf going right now that he's promoting. So like, literally we're bumping into each other on different people's channels, promoting our own books. So it's kind of like we're still seeing each other just as much as when we were promoting the book together. So
right,
small circles as it were.
It's a small world, man.
Yep. But yeah, it's been fun, and you know, it's not too different. It's just you're going on everything and doing it yourself. So it having done it already once with Mark and then with Mandy, you know, you kind of it was a good way to ease my way into it and kind of learn the ropes for going on YouTube shows and you know how you go about like finding different shows and like knowing, you know, where to go and who to talk to, that kind of thing. So that helped me out a lot. Right.
Yeah, that's true. I do think that Brian Menard of Dojo Kun has this list of several shows with the times, and so you
okay. And that's the thing, is like some people run their shows whenever, so yeah, a lot of times it is kind of tricky to kind of track down when people are doing shows and whatnot. Like a lot of times I'm just catching somebody, like your post, I saw your post on Twitter this morning, and I'm like, Sunday afternoon, that'd be a perfect time if I could get on the show. Yeah, you know, you never know if it already is filled up. So
yeah, suddenly many people responded, so you were on time. That's cool. Okay, cool. The Blue Bombshell. Shall we, to start talking about it? Sure. Shall we look at the video?
Sure. Yeah, we can watch the video first, and then I can yak about it a little more.
Awesome.
Dive into adventure with the Blue Bombshell alongside her superhero teammates, the Superiors. With her amazing super strength, she only wishes the seams on her costume were as strong, especially against enemies like Murderer's Row, as she faces off against the world's most dangerous villains. The Blue Bombshell is an all-out action and scantily clad adventure. Danger, intrigue, and a whole lot of skin. Don't miss the Blue Bombshell.
Cool. Awesome. So nice and short.
Yeah. That's the thing is I make the videos, and when I make the videos, it's like I always want to stuff more stuff into them, and like I want to do like a 3-minute long video with montages and everything, but like
nobody watches that.
Yep, you're right. Exactly. Shorter is better. It's like definitely keep it under a minute. Get to the point right away, and then show some good art, and then get out of there. Leave them wanting more. Yep.
Exactly. Cool. So, the Blue Bombshell is a superhero adventure comic, adults only. So, but it's a bit different from, for instance, your Kill Switch book.
Yeah, Kill Switch, I would say is like more of a mainstream superhero. Like that could fit in like the Marvel or DC universe, you know, easily. I would say like this comic, like theme wise, it's similar, but then obviously I would say there's a lot more humor, a lot more. There's a lot of action and adventure, but there's a lot more humor and jokes mixed in, and then obviously there is plenty of nudity. I won't beat around the bush. She's her main theme is she has a hard time keeping her costume on when she's fighting the bad guys. the seams of her costume. They just, they can't handle that super powered bosom. So it's at any moment,
well,
danger lurks around the corner.
58 Underground compliments you on your trailer.
Thank you, 58 Underground.
Let
trailers are fun.
Yeah, but a lot of time to produce.
Yeah, exactly.
You have 12 hours left.
Yep. This is the first 30 days, 12 hours before, and I will be extending it. So if you can't back it today, I get it. Everybody's got paychecks and bills to pay, but I will be extending it for another 30 days here. So this is the end of my first 30 days. But if you can back it today,
sure.
The earlier you jump on board, the more it helps and it keeps building the momentum. So,
okay, can you tell us a little bit about your Blue Bombshell?
Yeah. It's she is part of, like, she's basically the most powerful super babe on the planet. She's very much like a Wonder Woman, Power Girl level superhero, and there is a team of superheroes, the Superiors, that she's a part of. So
that's this team.
Yeah, this is more there's a branch off of the Superiors. I make it as complicated as possible. There's a branch off the Superiors, which is the all girls team, and that's called the Vixens.
Right.
And so she's the leader of the Vixens when they just branch out and decide to have a girls' night out. And, it usually involves, like, some cocktails and sushi and, maybe a little light shopping. And then they go beat up a supervillain. So this focuses on just the girls part of the team away from the Superiors, because the Superiors have their own adventures. And I've got that book coming down the road. And that's a lot more serious stuff. But this is kind of the more fun, lighthearted stuff. But the Superiors headquarters gets, of course, infiltrated by the group of bad guys, because that's what bad guys do, is they just come and wreck your stuff. And so Bombshell has to lead her part of the team to kind of reclaim the headquarters and fight the bad guys and save the day. And just, out of happenstance during the battle, like her outfit gets destroyed, just because that's what happens when you're fighting bad guys. But right here is the adult variant cover. I do offer 3 variant covers. This one won't be censored when it goes to print, so that's just to kind of keep Indiegogo from clamping down on my campaign.
Right.
I like drawing the banners on there, though. I think, like putting the banners in just the right part just kind of makes it a little bit more fun of a cover.
Yeah. Let me see. John says, honestly, Power Girl was probably the first superhero I was ever drawn to. So Blue Bombshell is just perfect.
Yeah. That boob window. that was whoever. I don't know if she had that in her original costume, but at some point, in the late 80s and early 90s, like, the boob window became a part of a Power Girl's costume.
Yeah.
And then you started seeing all the cosplay girls at conventions doing the Power Girl outfit in real life, and you're like, oh, this is just fantastic. Like, this is such a well-designed costume. So
right.
So I ingeniously just created a similar costume, but made it blue. So that was just how creative I am.
Well, she's called the Blue Bombshell.
Yeah, exactly. Totally different character.
But that if Netflix buys your property, they will turn it to the Black Bombshell.
Yeah, exactly. No, then the thing is a lot of people complain about that, but I'm willing to sell out for Netflix money. I want some of that. I want some of that Mark Miller money that he made off of Jupiter's Legacy. It's like, if Hollywood's out there listening, I am waiting to sell out. I've got a lot of comic book ideas, and they're all just start signing the checks on the dotted line, and I'm ready to go. So I've got no moral high ground that I'm like, no, I never give away my creative properties.
Right. So even Kill Switch, you would give that away?
Yeah. The way I look at it is, like, I can always come up with more characters and ideas and stuff. Like, I've got I've got a laundry list of stuff that I want to create that I haven't even gotten to yet. So, like, yeah, I'm not so tied to any one character that I've created or anything that like. And the thing is even if they make a mess of it, it would be so cool to see something that I came up with and created on like a TV show or a movie or a commercial or anything like like that would be neat for me. And like I said, you can always come up with more stuff. Like I see some people like, you know, like I don't want to give up my creation or I want them to, you know, like a lot of stuff gets butchered. I mean, they butcher Superman and Batman movies and they own the characters. So it's like sometimes it turns out good, sometimes it turns out bad, but it's still neat to like, it'd be a thrill to see like one of my creations like on anything like
completely butchered. Yeah.
Yeah, they can do it wrong. I'd still say, well, I created the original version and it was much better than that. Than I'd have. Yeah. Like they got it all wrong, but you know, whatever.
Right.
And here's some of the bad girls. I wanted to make sure Blue Bombshell had like a good rogues gallery. Like Batman's got like the best villains, Spider-Man's got the best villains. So you want to make sure your hero has a good bunch of villains. So here we have the pink pussycat with the green hair is Fetish, and the pale girl is Bloodthirsty. Some of the villains that Blue Bombshell faces throughout the book.
So they're a team, or
no, just a group shot here, but she fights them individually throughout the book.
Cool.
In different places and scenarios.
Man, this is the best job. You get to draw this, man, and people pay you for it. That's the best job ever.
I've always said, any day I'm making money drawing comics is a good day for me. That's all I want to be doing. So Dojo Kun in the house.
Yeah. Welcome, Brian. Hello, Dave and Clint. I am Becker 196 for Blue Bombshell. Too classy to pass up. Classy.
Too classy to pass. That's what I say. I think the other night I said classy about 30 or 40 times. But yeah, that's kind of how I define the Blue Bombshell. It's a very classy comic.
Right. Of course. And then we have some interior panels.
Yep. Yeah. So this is the group of the superiors. They're under government review, and so they're all kind of getting prepped for that. And down at the bottom there, it's the Purple Torpedo and Star Blaster. So I'm a huge fan of the old late 80s, early 90s Justice League with Keith Giffen writing it, where it was Booster Gold and Blue Beetle, and Guy Gardner was the Green Lantern, and you know when Batman did the one punch on Guy Gardner and knocked him out. I love those storylines. I love the way they wrote the characters as kind of a lot more human and a lot less perfect than like these idealized superheroes had been written before, and just the antics that Blue Beetle and Booster Gold would get into, and you know that kind of humorous take on superheroes is always kind of stuck with me, and it's a huge inspiration for kind of the kind of tone and the type of story I want to tell with Blue Bombshell. Like I said, I want it to be action adventure, but I also want a lot of jokes in there, a lot of humor, a lot of fun, a lot more lighthearted than what a lot of the comics from the big two are pumping.
Yeah, we need that. We need some light entertainment.
Yep, yeah. Putting the fun back in funny books is definitely like something I believe in.
Right. So this looks like one of the members from
that actually is Tundra from Kill Switch. So yeah, I did use him. He is a part of the Superiors too. That's a good eye. That's a good spot for me. I haven't actually explained how he's on both teams, but he just is. Like everybody needs like a big rock guy on their team at some point. So and he's a nice space filler for backgrounds. I don't have to draw as much background.
These big bulky characters, they are fantastic too.
Little artistic trick is you put the big, massive character in the background, and then it saves you from drawing half the page.
Right. And this character reminds me a little bit of this Marvel character called Black Knight.
Black Knight, yep. So he actually is. He'll show up in the Superiors, which I do have coming down the road. But he is one of my favorite characters. I would say he's kind of a cross between Batman and the Black Knight. His name is Shadow Knight.
Right.
And he's kind of, like I would say, very much a cross between the Black Knight and Batman. He's kind of a dark, mysterious character, but he has this sword, and he has this whole backstory with the sword. There's also a touch of like the Highlander to it, because he's been around for a long time, and it has to tie in with the sword, and there's magic involved and demons and all this kind of stuff. So that's actually a character that I look to do a lot more with down the road as I do more books through Indiegogo. So he'll be popping up again, and like I've got more plans with all of these characters. So getting in now, it just kind of gives you a little glimpse at some of these characters, but a lot of them have a lot more backstory that'll be showing up as I put more books out down the road.
So do you find it difficult to put your attention on so many characters instead of
No,
just one?
I've always been a big fan of the team books. I love the Justice League. I love the Avengers. I love drawing big groups. Like my colorist always yells at me for drawing so many characters in a page. And I'm like, there's that many people on the team, and I've got to tell the story with all the characters. But no, I've always enjoyed drawing like the big group teams, and kind of having fun with the different personalities, and with lots of. I don't want the comic to be like, just talking heads or not much happening. Like, I want to throw as much stuff into the book as possible. I want to have a lot of action. I want to have a lot of storyline. I want to have a lot of different characters. So my writing technique is just keep putting more and more stuff into the story until you really can't fit anything else.
Yeah, cool. I think Jojo Kun would like to know who the green gal is.
That is Emerald. That is not the She-Hulk. She is another part of the Superiors. I haven't done much with her, so she has not been like super developed other than being a hot chick in the background. But yeah, the green girl's name is Emerald, so that's, makes sense.
Okay, cool. Let me see. Here we have the Blue Bombshell with one of her vixens.
Yep, that's Titanium. I created Titanium so that she could team up with Astro Girl. So it'd be Titanium and Astro Girl, or the team they like to call Tits and Ass.
All right.
Like I said, this book is classy. But yeah, she's Power Blue Bombshell. I knew that I'd do that eventually.
No.
I knew that I'd do that eventually. Blue Bombshell.
We'll just
edit that out. Make sure the lawyers don't come chasing me. But Blue Bombshell's testing out her new costume created by Dr. Duplicate that's supposed to be indestructible. So she'll quit running into all of the wardrobe malfunctions that have been happening. And so this is her testing it out with some light weights for her. Oh boy. Okay, there you go. So so it's just and there, the costume does end up not being strong enough, as you saw in the video. So she does have that's where the wardrobe malfunctions start happening for her throughout the comic, which does end up being a reoccurring problem for her.
So do you have her power set well defined? Do you know how much she can lift, for instance?
Yeah, like I don't go that much into it. Like how much she can lift really ends up depending on what I feel like drawing that day.
Yeah.
If I want to go all the way out and draw like a car that she's got in the air or something, but like I said, she's like probably Wonder Woman, Power Girl level of strength. You know, the strongest female on the team. And then I love my homages to classic comics and storylines.
Savage Land.
Yep, exactly. Although here it is the Ravaged Lands.
Right. Clever.
Yeah, I don't know if it's clever. It's just me ripping stuff off. But yeah, the classic homage to Jim Lee's Rogue in the Savage Lands, which I think everybody's a fan of that storyline and that one epic page. So I wanted to put a little nod to that into the comic. And it lets me draw some dinosaurs, which is always fun. So.
Oh yeah, right. Every excuse to draw dinosaurs.
Absolutely. And they kind of bebop around the planet in this storyline. So there's like lots of different things they run into in the Ravage Lands. They run into some miscreants here with Space Ape, Raptor, and Deathwing. I always, you always need a good talking gorilla, and this one for some reason has 4 arms and 2 of them are red. Exactly. So just kind of a fun, wild stuff that you want to throw in there and have some interesting villains. Go ahead.
So, when you draw this, how long does it take you? One page?
I try, like a page like this, I would hope to get done in like a day and a half. Like I sometimes it ends up being 2 days with the more detailed stuff, but like I try to get like 4 pages done a week. That keeps me on pace to get the book done in a reasonable amount of time. Some weeks it's 3 days. Some weeks I have a great week and I get 5 pages done, or they're easier pages to draw. But yeah, like a day and a half would be like, I would say, about right for most of these pages.
Yeah. Cool, man. So you draw digitally or traditionally?
Yeah, I switched over to digital about 3 or 4 years back, and it like the main thing is it just really helped me speed things up.
Yeah.
Being able to just go and erase ink lines, so it's a game changer for me. After 20 years of drawing traditionally on paper with pen and ink on Bristol board. And I've always inked my own stuff, so not having to worry about using whiteout or paste pages over like mistakes and stuff, and just being able to ink loosely, it really has freed me up and sped up things. So like, yeah, with digital, it was a huge time saver for me. So I've been digital for 4 years, and I have a hard time drawing on paper now. I get like real tight and tense about it especially when I'm inking. Yeah,
many artists stick to traditionally. I'm not sure now what the ratio is between traditional and digital.
I think, and I mean, I know for sure, like artists that are selling their original artwork and like doing really well with that, they're gonna always stick with traditional because there's just extra money and extra value in that, and that totally makes sense. I'll do some of the covers. Definitely, I'll do those traditional just because I know I can sell a cover. But a lot of the interior work, I'm doing well enough with the Indiegogo books that, I'm not necessarily worried about selling so much of the original art. And then it just lets me get the book done faster so I can get it out to backers faster. So that's just kind of just as a business wise, that's just kind of the way it's ended up working out best for me.
Let me see. These are some extra panels?
Yep, just extra artwork. I'm going to have, when you get to the higher tiers, I think at the $100 tier and up, either 100 or 150. I'll have to look at the tiers again. I don't have them memorized. But there's this one, the art sketchbook. The art sketchbook. And that's going to have a lot of this extra artwork, a lot of the extra pinups.
The adult art box.
Yep, exactly. Yep, the adult art box at $125 and up. So a lot of these pinups, a lot of the retro covers that I've been posting online, all that stuff is going to be in this art sketchbook, and there's the cover for it. This is an homage to the old Justice League book that I was talking about before. I think the old classic Kevin McGuire cover where he's got the team looking up, and I kind of did it my own take on that. And the girls are happy enough to help me try and sell the book there, so that's awfully nice.
This is still your art, right?
Yep, exactly.
It looks a little bit different from.
Yep, yeah, and that's this one I drew a little bit earlier, and like my style kind of shifts. Like I'm always looking at different artists and being influenced by different people. I'm not even sure who I was looking at then, but like here I did this too, and here I was totally swiping an old retro cover. There's a classic Miss Marvel cover. I wanted to find something that was like very obvious, like the phallicness of it from this old 70s comic. And I came across this old Miss Marvel comic, and I'm like, oh, this is too hilarious. It fits. Yep, it fits perfectly in with what I was going for. So this is the introduction of the Tromboner, one of the Blue Bombshell's arch enemies. When comes the Tromboner? So yeah, and it was, I just like the retro vibe of it. I
genuinely thought that you had hired some other artists to do this cover.
No, this is all me.
You, man.
Yeah, this is all me. So, and I love John Byrne. I wanted to do kind of an 80s kind of vibe, retro cover. So this is kind of a mesh of John Byrne and George Perez from the classic Crisis of Infinite Earths cover, where the Flash is facing off against the Anti-Monitor. Here, the Blue Bombshell and Sister Power are facing off against the man called Tripod. So another
subtle. Yeah.
Subtle. That I think that's kind of classy and subtle are the reoccurring words that are used for my sense of humor. So yeah, the Tromboner, he's been pretty popular. That usually manages to get a laugh out of most everybody once they hear the name. I thought I was so clever the day I came up with the name the Tromboner. I was just like,
you should be proud, man.
Yes, I pat myself on the back. Yeah, and then I'm a this
is my personal favorite.
Oh, okay, thank you. Yeah, I'm a huge that is not Superman or Clark Kent in the background. No, that's just a businessman with a orange and yellow shirt on underneath. But I'm a huge Superman fan, and the classic, Christopher Reeves running across the street and the music going in the background. So this is my little homage to that, and of course. But the poor Blue Bombshell, of course, she forgot to grab her costume as she rips open her shirt to save the day. So Titanium is running in the background with her costume, and she's just ever so embarrassed. So
this is cool. These kind of covers that tell their own story. It's always good. Instead of people just posing, that's cool too. But
yeah. I like it. Basically, for me. Like I'll have the idea and then I try and find the art that I think will fit it best, or like I'll have this joke in my head and I'll be like, how can I deliver the joke the best, visually? And so like all these covers are a little bit different from each other, but it's because I built the artwork around the joke to kind of get like the best bang for the laugh that I can get out of people. That's kind of how I approach when I'm coming up with an idea or like a cover or something. It's like, what do I want to convey and how will the art work around it the best? So it's a little bit of a process.
The chiseled chin, man. That's
normal.
Okay, cool. Let's take a look at your perks.
Absolutely. So the top one, this one's got everything. This is the Blue Bombshell adult booty box, and this is the best bang for your buck. You're getting all three of the variant covers, including the adult variant cover. You're getting the adult art sketchbook that's going to have all of these retro covers in them. When it goes to print, nothing's going to be censored. You're going to get everything in there. It also includes all of the prints. You get the regular prints. You get the adult prints. I think 3 of each. There's a 5-card trading card set in there that you get. You're going to get 2 original art sketches of the Blue Bombshell. one regular, and then one adult sketch from me. So there you do get a little bit of original art from me. And then this one also includes a 14-page adult digital story. So that one, there's going to be a lot of nudity in the print book. I would say in the adult digital story, you're going to get a nudity plus. There's going to be a little bit more sexual content in the digital book too. So biggest bang for your buck with the booty box reward.
Right.
I want to make it something. Yep, I want to make it something special, so that everybody that backs it like gets a lot of stuff in that one. So, and that one has been really popular for me.
Yeah, 30 people claimed this one. That's excellent.
Yeah, very, very happy that people are excited about that. And then obviously, you can just get the book. I want to make it simple, so if people just want the book, it's easy to get. So both of the two first $25 rewards are the two different regular variants of the regular book. So cover A, which is kind of more my J. Scott Campbell type style that I'm kind of mimicking. Yep, exactly. And then cover B, like I said, I'm a huge Adam Hughes fan, a huge Terry Dotson, Frank Cho fan. So I was trying to kind of channel that style artwork with this cover, kind of that more softer look for the girls, kind of more cheesecake. So that's cover B. The $50 reward, you can get both covers there, so you don't have to make the choice.
No.
And then the next one, that's the loot box one. So that where you get both of the covers, and then you can get the trading cards and the prints included with that one too. So a little something extra on that one. Okay. And then this third one is, this is where the adult loot box kicks in. So then you're going to get the adult variant included with that. So all three of the variant covers, you get the trading cards and the prints with that one. And then
right.
Yep. And then this one, this is where you get the adult sketchbook included with it. So all three variants, the adult sketchbook, the trading card set, and the prints included in there. So you can kind of like go through and pick and choose like what level of stuff you want to get. But I want to make sure there's an option for everybody there.
Yeah, man. A lot to choose from.
Yeah,
that's great.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I've been very happy with how it's gone. Like we're very close.
And 226 backers. That's still manageable.
Yeah,
you have to do it yourself. Sometimes I'm so busy, and I'm like, oh, thank God I didn't get 1,000 backers.
Yeah, like you look at Ethan, you look at John Malin, and you look at Dan Fraga, and I mean, you'd love to be that successful, but then you also like Ethan's got it figured out with his warehouse and with his shipping, but I mean, to ship all that stuff to 300 backers is a lot of people to ship stuff to. I couldn't imagine 2,000 or 3,000. Like that's just so much work. And I mean, you kind of have to logistically just kind of figure out how to do it. I mean, those are bad problems to have. Those are problems you want to have because with 3,000 backers, you've done well. But this is manageable. But those are problems I wouldn't mind having.
No, we'll deal with it when we get there.
Yeah, exactly. And we're like I said, this is the end of my first 30 days. We've almost hit 20,000. So I'm very, very happy, very ecstatic that the interest has been there with backers and with fans. So like I said, I'm extending for another 30 days. So I'll keep promoting it and give people more time to jump on board, definitely. But yeah, if you're interested, definitely jump on board today. It just kind of helps keep the momentum rolling. Looks like we got in a backer just during the show here too.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
Let me refresh.
Yeah, because
damn it, I don't see it.
Yeah, because I was at 1875, so we picked the backer just in the last half hour here, I think. So
all right,
that's always awesome.
Yeah, a little Brink bump.
I'll take it.
John Hansen has a question. How do you produce the trading cards? I'm really considering it for my own characters.
It really isn't that difficult. Like there's two there's two printers that I've used now. I know a lot of Comicsgate people use Mix'em, and that's what me and Mark used for the first Sea Dog and Codename Killswitch book. And I believe we're using Mix'em for Pirate Queen also. But in the past, I've also used Greco Printing, which is Greko, and they do a really nice job too. They've got all the cards and the prints, and basically you just go to their website and look at what the parameters are, like what size you need to draw at, and they've got online spots where you just drop artwork. Like if you put like your artwork in a Dropbox, you can just put your Dropbox link into their website and get everything printed super easy, and they do a fantastic job. So yeah, I'd recommend Greco or Mix'em. Both of them do great jobs, and they both of them basically do everything, traditional comics, prints, trading cards, all that stuff. That's kind of been one of the nice things, is like a lot of these smaller print to order places weren't around 15, 20 years ago. So you didn't really have the ability to do these small press runs and like do it affordably. And that's kind of been a big game changer too with crowdfunding. Is, I mean, you can go out and print 300 copies of your book or 500 copies of your book and get the print price to a reasonable level where, you know, you can print that level and still, you know, do okay with it. So yeah, I would recommend either one of those for if you wanted to do your own cards or anything like that.
Yep. Okay, just to clarify, this book is 48 pages thick.
Yep.
So,
yep. 48 page full color.
Yep.
And
awesome. And is it done? By the way,
yeah,
finished,
the 48 pages is finished. I'm working on the digital backup story, and then I've got a little bit of work left to do on the adult art sketchbook. I've got a lot of pinups and prints and stuff, but I've still got a few pages that I want to finish, and I'll actually probably be drawing some new stuff and posting it online the second 30 days, just so people have new stuff to look at, because obviously everybody likes looking at the artwork.
Okay, so you have a little bit more time now. Now the
absolutely
of the work is done.
Yep.
So maybe I can commission you soon for something for me. I hope so, man.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like
awesome.
I would like to draw some stuff for other people and kind of get, you know, my artwork out there on other people's stuff other than just my own. So yeah, probably, you know, later this summer I'll have this pretty much wrapped up. Like I'm hoping to have this, like the art sketchbook finished so that everything's ready to go to the printers when I close up the campaign. So
right,
yeah, there'll be a window there where I can probably take a commission or two. We'll stay in contact.
Sure, man. Let me see. Welcome, Islin. Islin asks or says, I'm sure smaller print runs being affordable is a big change and makes things possible that were not possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, sure. Definitely.
Yeah, in the early 2000s, I even then, I don't think there was the printers available to be able to. See, I have to be careful about opening commissions.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah,
pretty girls drawn like pretty girls. Yeah, we need that, man.
Yeah, there's no ugly Captain Marvel girl faces here.
No, this is a visual medium. We want to have something nice to look at, so we want pretty girls with big boobies.
And you deliver. You can't ask for anything more than that.
And you deliver, man. Okay, let us see if we have one new backer. No, too bad. Anyway, guys, I have put the link to Clint's campaign in the description of this video. And there's also the link to Perfect 10, issue 2. It's also in the description. It's still available right now. And yesterday I was over 16,000, and today I'm at 15,999.
Isn't that the worst feeling?
Yeah, what's that about? God damn it.
I always tell my wife, like you're having a good day and you got a few backers, all of a sudden you'll get a refund. And you're like, ugh. And my wife always, she's like, there should be a rule, no backsies.
Camilo Wallace is here. Welcome, man. We were just wrapping up. So, Clint, I want to thank you, man, for being my guest.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
Your project looks phenomenal, and I hope you get lots and lots more backers.
Me too.
And yeah, well, thank you. And next week we'll be here with Rob Price. So we have a new guest next week. And for now, I want to thank the chat for watching, for commenting, for being here. Please like, please subscribe, share. You know with the drill. Thank you, everyone. And see you next week. Bye-bye.